Merry Christmas, Daily Dose subscribers. It's great to see you today and to spend a little bit of time together face on like this. I know that we don't oftentimes get to do this, but it's a joy to do this, at least at Christmas and New Year's. It seems that that's when we do these videos. I wanted to share with you today Isaiah 9:1 in the Hebrew text. It's Isaiah 9:2 in the English, but this verse has kind of stood out to me this year, particularly for some reason. I don't really know, but the concept of the light that came with our Savior's birth, the light that came into the world, the bright shining of the gospel of Jesus Christ that came into the world at the birth of Christ has really been resonating with me this year through songs, through Bible reading, and these sorts of things. Just recognizing the darkness of the world we live in that seems to just be perpetually getting darker and darker. Evil, wickedness, those sorts of things, but also just the fact that we live in a fallen world and that there's sickness and illness and these sorts of things as well. Just the darkness can sometimes seem so overwhelming. But for me, at least, particularly this year, the idea of the light shining into that darkness and the light coming with the birth of our Savior has been very encouraging to me this year. So we're in Isaiah 9:1 in the Hebrew Bible today. Let's read this together and then we'll walk through it like we always do, but a little particularly special for this Christmas season. We have here, Ha'am ha'holechim ba'choshech Ra'u or gadol, Yoshvei ba'eretz tzalmavet, or naga alehem. And so we have here ha'am, the people, and then we get this participle, ha'holechim, from the verbal root halach. You probably recognize that masculine plural participle, modifying the people, the ones walking, ba'choshech, in the darkness. Notice the definite article on there, in the darkness. Ra'u, call, perfect, third common plural. Verbal root here is ra'a, resh aleph hey. They have seen or gadol, a light, a great one, or a great light. The people who are walking in the darkness have seen a great light. And then with the parallelism here, you get Yoshvei ba'eretz tzalmavet, those who are dwelling, yashav participle, here masculine plural construct, those dwelling in the land of deep darkness. You might hear some English translations, tzalmavet. Literally what you have here is a combination of sail, shade, and then mavet, death, something like the death shadow or something like that. Same word is used in Psalm 23, though I walk through the valley of the death shadow or the shadow of death, tzalmavet. Same thing here. So those walking in the darkness have seen a great light, but those who are dwelling in the land of deep darkness or death's shadow, or naga alehem, light has shone upon them. Naga there is a call perfect, third masculine singular. Light has shone upon them. And so the encouragement that I get from this, just from this passage, is that there are those who walk in darkness, who live in darkness, who dwell in the darkness of this world, but a light has shone, an or gadol, a great light has shone. And I have here on my desk, I'm going to switch over to my handy dandy Hebrew New Testament. I want to go here with you and show you this text, read this with you as well. This is from John's Gospel, chapter 1. Bereshit haya hadavar, in the beginning existed the Word. Haya, call perfect, third masculine singular. Vehadavar haya im haElohim, and the Word was with God, or existed with God. Velohim haya hadavar, and God existed as the Word, or God was the Word. The Word was God. You know this passage. Hu haya bereshit im haElohim. He was in the beginning with haElohim, with God. Hakol nihya al yadav. The all, or everything was existing or has existed upon his hand or by his hand. In other words, he created everything. U mibaladav, and without him, lo nihya kol asher nihya. There's nothing that has existed that is existing. So without him, nothing has existed that is existing. And then we pick up in verse 4 here, Bo hayu chayim. Bo hayu chayim. In him was the life. And here it is, Vahachayim hayu haor, livnei ha'adam. And the life was the light of the sons of men, haor. And then we get this, Vehaor, and the light, me'ir, shone or gave light, bachoshik, into the darkness. Notice the definite article there as well. Bachoshik. Vehachoshik lo hisigu. And the darkness has not overreached it or overtaken it in any way. And so I want to just encourage you with that. Both of these passages go on to say, at least in Isaiah 9:5 in the Hebrew text, that a child has been born to us. John will go on to say that this Word who was God and brought light into the world became flesh and has dwelt among us. And all of these are the things that we remember this time of year as we celebrate the season and we see Christmas lights and we see all of these joyous things of the season that are not intended to draw us to the season, but they're intended to draw us to our Creator. They're intended to draw us to our Savior and to be hopeful and joyful that light has indeed come into the world. And so those who walked in darkness have seen a great light, and those who dwell in death's shadow, on them a light has shone. And that light indeed is our Savior. I hope that you have a Merry Christmas this year, that you spend time resting and rejoicing with family, and that it is just a delightful time to remember the birth of our Savior.